Hey, it's Auret here from Essetino Media, and on this channel we show you how to create profitable content. I just finished reading this book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and I've heard so much about this book, especially in the entrepreneur space. It's one of those books where a lot of the people that you look up to reference as a life-changing book. So in this video, I'll be sharing briefly what it's about, my thoughts on it, and who it's for. So this book is divided into two halves. The first half is Viktor chronicling his experiences in the Nazi concentration camps during World War II. And I've read a ton of different Holocaust books. Like, I was the one who read all of the Anne Frank's books because I was just so fascinated with the psychology behind what happened during that time. I can say that this book, the way that he describes his experiences in the concentration camps is very, very different from other books I've read, because Viktor was a psychiatrist. And so the way that he was observing things is really from a standpoint of observing human behavior, how the Jewish prisoners would interact with each other, how they would interact with the soldiers, the Nazi soldiers, how the Nazi soldiers would interact with each other. And it really gave you an interesting picture of what it was like to be in that space. I will say the first half of this book it's very heavy. It's a hard read. But now we get to the second half of the book. The second half of the book is Viktor describing his psychotherapy method called logotherapy. And logotherapy is involved in how we identify our purpose in life and the meaning behind life, how we create meaning for ourselves. And this can be done in the most miserable of times, which is exactly Viktor's entire life story. And it can also be done, extracting meaning or purpose in life can also be done from creating something, connecting with others, experiencing something. So he dives really deep into this. And I absolutely loved this second part of the book because, like I said, I'm a huge fan of psychology and understanding human behavior. And the way that he explains that each of us do have a purpose, do have a meaning in life. And it's not like this one overall giant purpose for humanity, but it's an individual thing. I've never heard it being described in this way before, and I've read a lot of personal development books. One thing to keep in mind though is that the language in this entire book, it's quite complex, because you have to understand this was written in 1946 and it was rewritten, like a few versions of it was released a few times over the years. But his language is very complex and poetic almost, I would say, which is, if you like that kind of thing like I do, then you'll enjoy it. It's really an experience of deeper language. So I felt I had to go back and reread some of the sentences over and over again to truly understand and extract the meaning behind the sentence. So that's one thing to keep in mind. In terms of who this book is for, a lot of people will say this book is for anyone who lacks meaning in their life. But I think it's for like a lot of people beyond that. I also think it's just for anyone who wants to understand life better, who wants to understand themselves better, who wants to understand other people better, along with answers to those deeper questions like, who are we? What are we doing here? Is there hope? What are we capable of? It answers all of these questions in a really brilliant way. This book will help you find that sense of power in yourself, that sense of peace as well, which already exists within you, by the way. It's just, it shows you how to access it a little bit more. I highly recommend this book. I'll put a link down in the description below so you could check it out on Amazon if you like. Let me know in the comments if you've already read this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.